The first thing I want to help us to understand today is the whole concept of a will. You must define the human will. The human will is defined to express desires, choice, willingness, consent. Your will is to express a desire, a choice, willingness, or consent. On the negative terms, your will is the opposite of trying to express anything that is good, but only those things that are negative. The act or power of making one's own choice or decision. I like that. That defines and describes our will. It is the act, for you note takers, come on. It is the act or power of making one's own choices or decisions. Your will is the act or power of making one's own choices or decisions. You cannot force me to do anything against my own will. Touch your neighbor, say, neighbor, you can't force me to do anything against my will. Yeah, there's nobody can force you to do anything against your will. Pastor, we was going for a drive and they said, let's pass by the club, and I didn't really want to go. You cannot force me to do anything against my own will. Pastor, I just stopped by the house and they poured out some Cavassier. I had that for a while. I didn't want it, Pastor, for real. I did not want it. But then they went in the fridge and got a cold bottle of Hennessy. I did not want it, Pastor, but I end up drinking it because everybody around me was having a cocktail and calling it a good time, and I felt left out, so I decided to pour myself a drink too. You cannot force me to do anything against my own will. One of the greatest deceptions that the devil has in humankind and even in the church is that he makes people feel like you don't have a choice. He is very deceptive to get you to believe that you are simply a tragedy getting ready to happen. In other words, your whole upbringing, the things that you're dealing with, the things that you went through, hallelujah, all of the misfortunes that you endure, the enemy wants you to be convinced that you cannot do any better. But you cannot force me to do anything against my own will. Some of the synonyms for will is restraint. Say restraint. Say self-containment. I like that one. Because see, you have to come to the place where there's some crazy attitudes, there's some crazy things that you still got going on in your life. Do me a favor, touch your neighbor and tell them contain it. Go ahead, tell them contain it. Yeah, everybody don't need to see you and all of your messy attitudes. You got to learn how to contain your issue. You got to learn how to contain your struggle. You can't be on the bus stop cussing for everybody to see your cusser and you trying to get delivered. You got to learn how to contain it. Even if you're saying it in your mind, don't let nobody see you do it. You got to learn how to contain it. Touch your neighbor, tell them contain it, contain it, contain it, contain it.